are here. There are also a number of countries who aren't here. And I'm going to read them out. It's also very helpful for me to check whether I know which countries are here. So Paco will then stand at the back, and if you can go and tell him the number of athletes who are going to be at the opening ceremony, I'll be very grateful. So we have Algeria, Argentina, Australia, Croatia, Denmark, Spain? What about Spain?
No, it's necessary Spain.
Great Britain, Greece, Ireland, Latvia, Mexico, Poland, that country's not here, Sierra Leone is not here, Slovenia, Serbia, Taipei, and Ukraine. So if any of those people are there, can one of your countries go and quietly tell Paco, who's going to stand at the back, what the numbers of athletes are going to be there, please? Well, meanwhile, we need to get on with it.
Okay. Only one thing is necessary, please. At 5 o'clock, one representative for country. Okay, it's not necessary the team manager, but one representative for country in the athletic track who is in front of the door, okay, the main door, at 5 o'clock to prepare the ceremony. And at 5:15, the rest of the people for the ceremony. And the last thing, in the area of the volleyball area where will be the opening ceremony, is cold. The conditioned air is strong, so it's better one jacket. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paco. Okay, first of all, can I welcome everybody to the technical meeting for this World Championship here in Doha. We have myself doing this, and we also have the Templar from the Global Organisation Committee. We will go through the technical document. Can I just check that at least one member of each of the delegations here has got that technical document? And we will just double check that people understand and appreciate the key elements that we need to know. So, check what we've got on here.
Sorry.
Yep.
We don't have the document.
You don't have the document. That's a good start. Could one of you, thank you, Austria? You know how it, right. What we have on screen are the pages of the document, and the first page is not actually, it would have been better if I sort of set up. No matter, read the document please. On the first page we have the key elements of the rules for the key elements of the rules. There we are, we're getting there. The first thing is the fact is that there will be referees both from the LOC and from ourselves, the IAU. You will see the referees tomorrow. We have worked with them at 50k. The Qatari officials are very good. And you'll see that Lisbeth, Jan and myself are the IAU referees who will be around the course and ready for the inevitable questions that usually come our way. The key rules, I'm not going through the whole rules, the key rules that I need to remind you for your athletes and for yourselves are the first one, which is about pacing. Nobody must pace each other if they are in separate races, i.e. males and females are in separate races. And if a runner happens to be in only the World Masters Championship, they are a separate race from those in the general the general world IAU race. We will come to this again later, but a reminder about the support around the refreshment zones. There is no running with the athlete. You will stand and hold, being the IAAF rule. But we'll come back to exactly where those are later on. And the other thing is 2.3 has had an editorial gremlin applied to it, as it just reads as possession or use of cassette recorders, etc., and nothing else. There is an editorial issue here that we've removed a paragraph here. I think you need to read 2.4 better, which says at the end of 2.4, where we're not allowing Walkman and radios, on the course. There is the issue about the things go wrong, and or if you infringe the rule about yellow cards, I hope that we'll see none of those. The race course, and I think if I manage to get through this, right? Yes, that's probably done. You will have all seen the race route in the GIS and probably elsewhere. Due to the background in which it's complicated it is, the course is totally traffic free. The course is and will be well illuminated at night, and you really can't go wrong. It's going to be well marshalled, it is going to be marked, so there will be no ways that you can go off the course. The most difficult bits are the turns, and those aren't difficult either because they're very broad. But Ms. Booth, we don't have a pointer or anything. Yes, if you'd like to just take them around the course so that there's which direction it is.
Okay. So, just to help you with bearings, that's the Torch Hotel, the big thing. Start and finish is here, and you will start in that direction, and then we carry on round, out onto the road, which will be closed. On the same side as the road, it's a big wide highway. On the same side as the road, we'll turn back, come back around to this roundabout, turn in, back into Aspire property, come round the front of the Aspire Dome, where it says the number 4 there, that's pretty much where you've been coming in and out today. So we'll carry on to the end, we do a nice turn, down, back towards the torch, back round, drop down, and then come back towards the start-finish line. All of the laps are going to be, as you're running at it, on the left-hand side. The right-hand lane is only for finish. So stay on the left, and you can't go wrong. When you come to the finish, just move to the right. It'll be on a chute that's fairly obvious. Yep.
We'll get to the second code in a minute. The race is run as a 5K loop, as Philip will show you, and it's run 20 times, not surprisingly, it gets to 100K. Perhaps you're going to be describing what the surface is like.
Okay. Sure. We've got 3 types of surface. In these areas, it's primarily what we would call a tile. In this section from around about here round to the road, it's what we call an interlock. So it's not like a cobblestone, but it's not dead flat. It's solid, it's firm, but it's like blocks put together. So just be aware for what, selection of shoe and so on. But the 50K runners ran it and that was fine. Once you get out onto here, it's tarmac. And then when you come back onto Aspire at the roundabout, you come back onto the smoother tile. So you have a smooth tile all the way around this area, so around about here. Then it becomes what we call the interlock for that short section, and then we're back onto tarmac, back around to tile.
Right. You've seen what the temperatures are like. The kilometres are marked on every kilometre. Are they on the left or the right or both?
They should be on both where we can get them. Large signs, and it says, if I get my math right, 1, 6, 11, and so on. Yep.
Timekeeping will be done by electronic transponder, and I know I've already had questions. Your chip is in the number, and you've got one with you.
So on the back of your number, you should have 2 of those, 2 little foam things. Please leave them intact, don't pull them off, because your chip is under there. So the timing chip is beneath that. There's 2 for the front, 1 number on the front, 1 number on the back. Chips on both numbers, okay? So they all correspond and all tie in. So please, no cutting, no folding, no peeling, no tearing, no tying. Okay?
And I don't know, sorry. Yep.
With the numbers with World Championship starters and VMA starters. Get it further and back
No, front and back the same numbers. For the WMA, you should also have an age group tag, which should be worn on the back. So if you're running up towards somebody and it's in your same age group category, you should see M35 or F27, F40, you know, that sort of thing.
That would be the question I've been asked. So well anticipated.
And I'm sorry we've gone for the traditional blue for men and pink for ladies.
But the numbers are separated in a number of orders, aren't they?
Yes.
You will get your lap time, this is another question for you, you will get lap times every 6, but how is that being shown?
So we're planning, if technology allows us, to put a screen here, which should show you with your laptop, with your which lap it is, and hopefully the time as well as you go around. So that's the plan. When you've finished, we'll give you an overall time. They'll be published to the website, and it will actually, if you click on the link on the website, it'll show all of your splits.
And will there be on the website, there will be live streaming?
Like in Aspire, there is a live feed, so if you've got folk back home that want to watch you, there should be a live web feed from around the course. It's a static camera, it's one single picture, but we've got a camera at the start finish, we've got one here somewhere, and another one out there, so it'll scroll between the three different cameras during the course of the evening.
That's good. Are there going to be, I mean, for most of the runners who are either at the talks or the Grand Heritage, they're going to be near the start, how seriously are not of those?
We've got transport from, I think La Cigale is the main one. That should, there's an email that's gone to the hotel. They should actually tell anybody in La Cigale what time the transport is laid on for, because I can't quite remember. I think it was around 3:30 to bring you here, because we'd like you here 4-ish, ready to be prepped and so on. And then going back, there's 2 shuttles, one at I think 3 and one at 6:15. Sorry we can't do a on the hour, but
You have remarks as usual about the warming up and about the finish zone. Philip has already said that the finish will be on the right with one on the left. Now we get to the key elements for most people here, which is the refreshment and handling and drinks. There are 3 drink stations. There's limited about one of that.
there's one approximately there. You can see the green mark. One over there, the other green mark. And then the countries table will be in this area. It will be longer than that, so that will be the special feed stations for the countries. Okay? Then there is a backup one for general people in this area here. And again, if you're here racing and you're unsupported, i.e. you're in the World Masters but you're not part of the IAU race, or you're in the GCC, you're not part of the IAU race, again there'll be some tables there where you can place a special bottle or so on. And if you have got a helper, that is where they would go.
So the key thing to remember here is there is only one drink station where official team management and official helpers can meet, and that is the one being pointed out again, the one by the athletics village.
And sometime tomorrow afternoon we'll put country code on each table so you know where you are.
So as you point out, we'll have each country will have a table where you can put your drinks and anything else. And don't apologise for saying again that this is hand and give. This is not stand and give. So I said stand and give, and this is not. You do not run with your athletes. Also, respect other athletes and other athletes' team management. Don't leave them to their tables. You use your tables, and if you miss your table, please use the general table rather than other countries' tables.
Which is back there, so you're only a few hundred yards away from the backup station.
And just a reminder that at the general table you're going to have a variety of drinks and bits of food. So even I believe around the course they're going to have more than just water
Yes.
around the course.
Water, flat cola, juice, there'll be food on every table, so I can't remember the exact order, it's in the GIS, but a savoury item, a sweet item, and fruit.
So So if your runners don't come back heavier than they started, you'll be surprised. Jimmy,
Just to clarify, every time you go to a table, it'll be shared table.
there will be shared tables where there are fewer runners.
We've worked out the number of runners. The IAU have provided us with a schedule, so those countries have got lots of people who might have one table. Those with only a fewer number will share a table. There'll be a gap between every table, so you'll be able to stand, so that if that's the table line there, you'll be able to stand in between the tables to do that, so you don't have to reach over the table, but you mustn't step into the course. Okay? So all the tables are on the right.
Japan,
Yeah, we stay behind the table.
Yes.
And then we hand.
Yes.
The motor.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
And if this is the table,
Yeah.
there will be a gap,
Yeah.
so you can stand
Yeah. And then by hand.
this way if you don't want to stand over the table. But you mustn't step into the course, obviously. Yep.
And then, what kind of fruits you provide?
Banana and I think apple chopped into little pieces. Definitely banana, I think also apple, but chopped. So small pieces.
What kind of fruits?
Banana and apple. Yep.
over there.
Is there going to be designated spots to dispose of cups, etc., or do we just dump them on the course?
Great question. After each feed station, there will be what we're calling a dump zone. So around about 30 metres or so after each station. So please, I know you're not necessarily going to get it in every time, but throw it at that because we've got cleaners there and they'll try and keep the course clean. So if it's in one place, that's great. If you're going to take a bottle further around with you, try if you can, please, to take it to the next dump zone. Just to be fair to each and every one of you.
Yeah, up there. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it okay then to pick up photos by the
By the
supporters?
individual photos, because some of them carry them 100 meters, throw them, and one of the helpers.
We have cleaners going around.
No,
No, I think that question is,
Can
if
the
the
supporters?
supporters want to reuse the bottle.
Okay.
If the supporters completely separate from the runners, if I throw a bottle over there and I'm running it, he comes along and picks it up, takes it back to his table, that is fine.
But-
No support.
But
is
throw off
required.
course, please, not on course. Yeah, yeah.
Austria.
Can we have water for the team?
There'll be water and there'll be ice.
There's water on 3 stations. There's water on 3 stations, okay, on these 3 stations, one here, and one here. On the feed station, your country feed station, we will provide each country with a small box with ice in it, which we can top up, so if you want cold or you want warm, that's fine. We will also undertake to provide some packs of water. If you need extra, then the main feeding area, if you like, is actually in the athletes' village, which is here. So, you know, if you do run out, we'll try and keep an eye, but obviously it's a long night, it's quite arduous for everybody. So if you do run out, come and give us a shout and we'll try and get some more to you.
They will provide the water on the day. If you wanted it to advance of that, that's for you to
Yep.
provide yourself.
Yes. Obviously, we need to keep the course clear, so we can't be shuttling backwards and forwards all night.
PPR.
We'll provide some polystyrene boxes, which I can't remember, yeah,
Right, cool area.
yeah. We've got 1 for certain, possibly 2, depending on where we get the power from for this one, because we've moved some of the feed stations slightly. We've got a cool zone here. So it's off the running line. It's basically outdoor AC units and some misting. So if you get a little cool or you want to tip some water on your head, you run past these. They're outdoor AC units, so you'll evaporate and take the heat away a little quicker. Some people like them at the 50k, some didn't bother. Depends on the temperature on the night. Some found them useful, some just didn't want to know. So that's fine, but it's off the running line, so you have to run to them. So therefore it's not compulsory to run through.
Right. Sorry, up there.
Question.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't step on the course, but can you move your table back so you have the 1 meter in front of it that doesn't go onto the course? Because if you have 6, 7 athletes coming at once and you only have one person on each side is difficult. So in other words, you're not ever gonna step on the course,
Yeah.
but if you push your table back 1 meter.
As long as we're able to delineate, is that the right saying?
Yes.
As long as we're able to actually show that you're not on the course, because I wouldn't want anybody to get full foul of that rule, because then these people will tell
Right now, there's only like a meter in between the tables.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're addressing.
Right, but I would say that means there's only 2 people who can really handle at a time. You may have 7.
I know what Lion's saying, yeah, but it's got to be very obvious that there's a line behind which you stand.
I'll get some tape. Is there a line?
Is there other question? Is
At
there
the
a
moment, the table is the line at the moment, so we will look at that and see whether there's enough space to do that. If not, the alternative is for us to try and widen the gap between the tables.
I would say consider to have a line between both the table 1 meter.
If there's enough room for it to be pulled back. Yeah.
Well, is there going to be a judge that's kind of, as it goes along,
Yes.
some will step over, and if someone steps over, it's not getting
are very
scrutinized,
good.
then
We have
others
the-
will do so too.
We're going to be a lot of roving
Yes.
judges.
We've got 25 referees from the Athletics Federation, there's 11 members of the IAU here, so
There are a number of us who keep a very close eye on this matter.
Yellow card?
How big is a table for 1 team?
it's 1.7 meters long, I believe.
Then we have 8 athletes, but can we have 1 table?
If that's what we're being told, that's the IAU gave us
We've got
a
a
schedule,
schedule.
so we've worked off their schedule. Yeah.
Right, the next key thing for athletes is where the loos are.
Lose? Oh, yeah. So we have toilets in 3 locations. I think they should be marked, if not, yeah. So there's 4 toilets there. There should, there again, sort of a green box on the right, so with a red or a pink slot, yeah. And there's another set here, and then we should have, if we can get them in, another block there. That's what we're aiming for, but there's at least 2 places, hopefully a 3rd one here.
And are there beforehand, are there loos in the athletes?
Yeah, there's toilets within the athletes' village here. Yeah, and there's also toilets in this building.
And also in the Torch Hotel.
Yes, and the torches.
So there should be plenty for people beforehand, so we know what people would like before the event starts.
Can you give us a sheet of the, yes. Can
Yes,
you give us this nice
that's available on your way out.
Right, another key element, especially in this country, following the cultures here, is we can have no athletes who have got crop tops on and exposing them in midriff. Absolutely not. We had to actually put t-shirts on a couple of athletes in the 50K. If you have a crop top, you must wear something on top of it. You do not wear crop tops. You can wear vests, and you can wear shorts, but no crop tops. This was actually given to you in information about this. And if you're a man, you can't take your vest off either. And you shouldn't be taking your vest off, because you must see your national vest at all times, please. Obviously, if you need to put something, I don't think you'll find the conditions as such that you'll need to put long jerseys on underneath. But you must show your national vest at all times, as well as your numbers. We have talked about the numbers. You have seen the chips on the numbers, and a reminder that the men are numbered 1 to 150 and are blue. The women are 201 to 300 and are pink. And the WMA, who are WMA only, are 1500 plus, and the GCC, Gulf Coast, is 2000 plus. So you'll be able to differentiate the numbers from those who aren't in your competition. I think I have probably the medical support. There are 2 aid stations. One is at the, remind me which is the Cauldron area.
Cauldron is on the top. So that's the
start and finish then. So and there's a medical staff then, the tent staff by both a number of the FSR doctors and by QRC.
That's our request.
And we're being called at present. Sorry. Whoops. What you will also have is there'll be a stretching area, ice bars for those of you who go to ice bars after the event and a post-race up-off. It's a big food supply, that sort of thing.
You mentioned that there were a lot of toilets outside the course, like in the hotels. The athletes goes there, that needs physical education, right? Can you specify that?
Not necessary for the
So
athlete.
I'm not suggesting the athletes doing the race doing that. What I'm suggesting is mainly beforehand, knowing that athletes usually have to disappear. Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Just for clarification.
Yeah. Results.
Sorry, just a point on that, sorry. Just the volume-wise, obviously, proximity, the start finish is there. If you come in through the entrance you've all been using here, there's a block here and a block just a bit further on, which you've all walked past. So for numbers and volume-wise, those are the closest pre-race. We all know what adrenaline does to us.
Indeed, absolutely. As we hope, Philip, the results will be on the website, and the intermediate results will then be on the website, and also the facilities for those who use Facebook, that you can have runners provide their Facebook account, don't ask them what that means, and on the screens and things.
And if you tweet or do social media or whatever, it's at Aspire Zone. So if you're going to do tweeting and so on, if you mention that, then Aspire Zone will see if they can retweet and so on, so we can get the world to know what's going on.
So how about internet access?
Wi-Fi in the area.
Outside? Yeah, that.
Wi-Fi all in here. It'll be Aspire guest, I think. So outside Aspire guest, I think. There's no pass. It'll ask you for a password, but there is no password.
So there's going to be additional routers of the equivalent of the
Yes.
Okay. You will get, there will be interim results as people finish. If you have an issue with the results, you need to let us know by a maximum of 1 hour before the victory ceremony. And the will have a jury of appeal is required to deal with any appeals.
1 hour after what? After hanging out the official result?
Yes, handing out the official results, as it says in here, you will then need to give us if there are any issues about that 1 hour before the victory ceremony, if there are issues with results. If you have an issue with the procedure actually on the course, you need to know as soon as possible and to bear that in, and that we will take to tell the referee, and the referee will then bring it to the organising staff. At that point, you will also
Intermediate results.
Yeah, right. That was my question. Split times. Where can split times be found on the website?
If you want to see them straight away, if you're actually at the race, the timing tent is right by the finish line. There'll be a small screen at the back of that, which you'll be able to key in and find. I've done 6 laps in whatever it's going to, well, 4.5 hours for me. But we'll also post them onto the internet, which will be at the Stew Webs, www.stewweb.co.uk. And then once we've had them sanitised and clean, then we'll put them on the Aspire website. Because obviously, you know, things that are live can be, you know, subject
If you
to.
go onto our website, Nadine will have put the reference, the link to the Stew website on our website, i.e. the IAU one, if you can't remember what it's like.
Okay.
But, and then if you've got other people elsewhere around the world, they can then look at the timings that they're going on.
Okay, thank you.
Robert?
My experience with the 50K trophy run, remote access was that the lap times were not correct until the very end, so certain laps were not counted. Is that addressed in the meantime, or
Should be, yes. We've got, on this race, you've got a number front and back.
okay?
We believe that the issue was, as you came across the finish line, some of your athletes are very precise in going like that, and of course the chip is here.
So you get double reading.
So we should have.
This was noted at the time.
Yes.
And we did things
But,
with that.
But it's
It would
very,
be nice to-
it's very, sorry, it's very obvious when we then go back and look, because we'll see Hillary's done 21 minutes, 21 minutes, 21 minutes, 42 minutes, 20, it's very obvious.
Yeah, it was obvious, but there was a lot of calculating. So I think in the heat of the competition, it would be good to have also print out at a board that you can look and say, okay, that's not right, but you can protest immediately or something. Because if you do all this and have to support your efforts, it's nice.
We could, if you're happy to, but obviously if there's an issue, it needs to come through yourselves rather than.
We normally, there was, in the 50K, we didn't realise some of this on the way through purely because of that. Yeah.
We'll confirm that just before the start. There'll be a final race brief just before the start, and we'll confirm that that is going to happen, the location is going to happen.
Because it'll either be, you're going to be trying to have it on screen, but as you all know with this electronic machine, as a lapse increase, because of the amount of data in the system, you often get an increased lag from when people pass on the screen, so you don't necessarily see your own time immediately in the latter stages of these events. Once we sorted out the electronics on that, it might be easier. So printed copies will be better at particular times. So this is a printed copy after X number of hours.
And we'll make that judgment call this evening, hopefully, or sometime tomorrow, so we can let everybody know. Short brief before the race, and it might be, let's say at 9, at midnight, at 3, and at 6, for instance. But we'll make that judgment call tonight.
During the race, is dedicated completion to actually supervise the process.
That's what we're saying. We'll make that judgment. If we're going to do it, we'll make that judgment, and we'll announce that tomorrow.
You provide a lap score, so we have 20 laps, and then sometimes RD will be confused, especially for the last lap. So we take some technical official to NEDK to RD last lap, final lap.
We intend to have somebody doing the last lap because I hope we're going to get that before we know which one is going to be the last lap. I understand that. Sorry? Yes. A bell would be nice.
Obviously, it could be a little challenging if you've got 3 or 4 athletes, and one's on the 19th and one's on
Usually the
the
way we do it,
17th.
yell at that person, so it's a bell. Okay, and finally, there will be doping control, so therefore you must be prepared that your athletes might be required to have their passports with them at some point. I think that's all I have. I don't know if there's anything more you can
Just a couple of quickies. One is just something on the numbers. You will notice on the back there's a place to write some detail. We would like you to fill that in. So if you do have a medical issue, you don't need to tell us if you need a Ventolin or you need a inhaler for asthma, or if you have something diabetic or whatever. So we have that info, because then if there is ever a problem, the medical people just need to do that, and they've got an instant, I'm allergic to penicillin, or please phone home and feed the cat, or whatever. But no, seriously, essential information that might help in a medical emergency if you're not conscious. Rather than us coming back and trying to find where the team manager is and so on, if there's some essential stuff on there, that would help.
USA?
Can our runners have handheld bottles?
Yes, they
That's
can. They have
correct.
yeah.
Yes.
They can have a belt if they require. We've got this is the ultra distance race. Yes.
Sponges at that station there. That one? Yeah, that one. Personally, I would say no. And we will have, we plan the same station to have some small items as well. So we can choose to take a block of ice, as it were. Ice can be hard, and obviously with ice, as with everything, if you're dropping it, it's off the course. Yeah.
Come back to the shuttle service from Heritage Hotel to North.
Torch and Heritage, no.
No, okay. Is there any needs to have, let's say, the supplies supported in the start? Plenty of working and so on. Is there any?
We can put on a vehicle at, it's the race starting at 6, at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. start, golf cart or something
Golf
like
cart
that.
at 4 p.m.
Just for the moment.
Yeah.
And you'll it would be useful if you can get that sort of chance over the talks really do not need anything.
Is there any other ethical issues you might need to worry about? Like, I think there was a suggestion that the kids, I think, maybe your nostrils was an issue.
Not in general. I mean, just like home, really. I think most of us, not directly in front or at somebody, but yeah, on the course, to the side is generally not a major issue. But particularly if there are local people who you'll obviously realise by their dress, not in the general direction, because that would be seen as offensive.
This team tables, what identification signs will have or something, or?
GBR, USA, AUS, AUT.
So there will be some signs.
Yes.
Yes. So you'll know which one to go and put your big